Hello, it's Sonia here with The Pretty Stitch. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, I'm so happy to have you here. So today we are going to be doing a fun, quick little project here. And to do this project, I am using my eye hook or 5.5mm hook. And I am using this yarn here. This is some cotton yarn. It's Lily Sugar and Cream, which I'm not sure if this one's discontinued. Either this one or there's Peaches and Cream. So it's either this one that's discontinued or the Peaches and Cream. But it's just cotton number 4 yarn, and we are going to be making, you can either use it as a coaster or a little scrubby. So I already have 2 of them here. I'll show you. So here I have a yellow one, and I just had a little bit of this yellow cotton yarn, so I don't have enough to make a set. But I'll probably use this as a little scrubby. And then I have one that I already made in that same color, and they're just a fun little quick project, and I think they look really cute. So why don't we get started? And you could also use lighter weight cotton yarn if you wanted to, like if you had a number 3 and you could drop a hook size down, that's certainly fine. Alright, so let's get our slip knot on there. So to begin this project, we are working, this is going to be in rounds, and we are going to chain 2. So I've got my chain 2 there. So for round 1, we're just working 6 single crochet in the second chain from your hook. Now if you do not like this method, then you certainly can feel free to use the magic ring, and you would just need to work 6 single crochet in the magic ring. But I'm not a big fan of magic rings, so I feel like I've seen people use magic ring and have some very terrible results of projects coming apart. So if you're very, secure with your magic ring and have not had any issues, then certainly feel free to use that. But if you're a little unsure, then maybe you might not want to do that. 5 and 6. So here is 6 single crochet, and what we're going to do to finish up this round, this is round 1, we're going to join with a slip stitch in that first stitch. And there we go. And round 1 is complete. Okay, so let's get started for round 2. So for round 2, we are going to chain 1. And right in that same stitch, we are going to work 3 half double crochet. So it might be a little crowded, so you just want to just crowd them on in there. And this yarn, it's a little bit splitty, so if I look a little awkward working, like, see, that's what I mean by splitty. So if I look a little awkward, that is why, because of this yarn. Alright, so we're going to work 3 half double crochet in the next, and you're going to continue this all the way around. So if you don't know what splitty means when you hear people talk about that with yarn, it just means it doesn't have a super tight twist, so like you can kind of, I'll rub it the other way and it comes undone real easily. And then when it splits, like your hook might poke in, see, like that. So that's what we mean by splitty yarn. I mean, you can still use it, it's fine. It's just, this doesn't have a tight twist, so you just need to be mindful of that. Alright, so we've got our 3 half double crochet, and you're going to continue that all the way around. So at the end of round 2, you will have 18 half double crochet. So I'm just putting in my 3 half double crochet in each stitch, trying to bear with this splitty yarn. So I'm going to keep going off camera to finish up this round, and I will meet you back. Okay, so I have finished up round 2. I've got 18 half double crochet. So we are going to mark that last stitch with a stitch marker, and we are not going to be joining for round 3 with a slip stitch. We're just going to keep on going. So I'm just marking that with a scrap piece of yarn, and you can certainly use actual stitch markers, whatever you have on hand. Okay, so let's get started for round 3. So round 3, we are going to be working in the 3rd loop of our half double crochet. So if you've never done that before, you're going to learn today. And I have quite a few projects with this technique. I really like it. I think it's, produces a really nice unique looking stitch. It's just fun and it's easy. So you're looking at your half double crochet, you look at the top, it just looks like a regular you know, top of a regular crochet stitch. So, but when you turn it farther, you will see that there is another loop right there. So it could either will be called third loop, half double crochet, or the camel stitch. So this would be your front loop here. So this would be loop 1, your back loop, second loop, and then you turn it that way, and there is your third loop. So we are going to be working in that loop all the way around, and we're working even. So what that means is you're working 1 stitch in each in the third loop. So I'm just going to turn it this way, and I'm going to insert my hook in that first stitch and just work a half double crochet. And you're just going to continue that all the way around, working 1 stitch in each in the third loop. So again, you will have a total of 18 stitches for round 3 here. So I'm going to keep going, working in my third loop all the way around for round 3, and I will meet you back. Okay, so I'm at my last stitch. I'm just going to pull out that stitch marker, and I'm going to work my half double crochet in that stitch, and then I'm going to put my stitch marker back in. And this is just marking the last stitch because we are working in continuous rounds, so it might get a little confusing as to where the first stitch is, where the last stitch is. So it's just a little helpful tool so that you can be successful with your project. Okay, so now we are ready for round 4. So we are going to continue working in that third loop, and we are going to work 2 half double crochet in each stitch. So at the end of round 4, you're going to have a total of 36 half double crochet. So as you can see, I'm just popping in 2 half double crochet in each stitch. So we are increasing, that's what this is, in case you were wondering. And you'll do that a lot if you're making hats or any project, not anyone, but a lot of projects working in the round. You will increase. Okay, so I'm going to keep going, working 2 half double crochet in each stitch, and I will meet you back. Okay, so I'm at my last stitch. I'm going to pop out that stitch marker, and I am not going to be using it for the rest of this project, but if you want to use it still, certainly feel free to do so. So I'm going to put 2 half double crochet in that last stitch, and you should have 36 half double crochet for round 4. Okay, so let's get ready for round 5. So we are going to be still working in the third loop, but now we're going to work a single crochet. So I'm just going right in that stitch, jumping right in with my single crochet, and then I'm going to continue just a single crochet in each stitch. So you'll still have 36 single crochet for this round. So I'm going to keep going here, and I will meet you back. Okay, so I finished up round 5 here. So now we are just going to join in our first stitch with a slip stitch. So again, you should have 36 single crochet. So now we are going to work one more round. So we're going to chain 1, and for round 6 we are working reverse single crochet, or it's also called the crab stitch. So if you've heard of crab stitch, it's reverse single crochet. If you've heard of reverse single crochet, it's crab stitch. So what we're going to do is you're going to work, it's just a single crochet, but you're working in the opposite direction of how you normally work. So if you are left-handed, you normally crochet from left to right. If you're right-handed, you normally crochet from right to left. So since I am a right-handed crocheter, I am going to be crocheting to my right here. And so how I like to do it is I usually have my hook pointing down, so like that, and then I insert it right in that first stitch, and then I grab my yarn and just continue to work a regular single crochet. So it might seem a little awkward at first, and it is a little bit, but it's not too bad once you get going. So we are going to continue. So my hook is down, inserting into that next stitch, and just working that regular single crochet. So this is a nice stitch for edgings, and this is the edging of this project. It's kind of tricky to work it in rows. I've seen people do it, but I prefer to just use it as an edging. Now it's not a very flexible edging, so if you were kind of using this on a hat or let's say a sleeve, it doesn't have a lot of give to it, so it might not be a really great choice for that. Might be okay in a sleeve, but you know, for a hat you usually want to have a little bit of flexibility, so it's not really a super great stitch for that. But it looks nice for blankets and for this type of project. So you just want to keep a nice even tension. So I'm going to keep going, working my reverse single crochet all the way around, and I will meet you back. Okay, so I have finished working around, so I'm going to show you how I like to kind of finish this up so it looks as nice as it can. Alright, so what we're going to do is, so I didn't join or anything, is I'm going to cut my yarn. So I'm going to grab my scissors, just cut that, and grab my hook there. So we've got that finished off. So then what I like to do is I have a yarn needle here, or a tapestry needle, and I am going to thread it right here. So I'm just going to turn it over onto the wrong side and just thread that a little bit. And then I'm going to take that yarn, that tail, and then thread it in the hole like that, and then I like to pull it and you can just kind of see, just move it around. It might need a little bit of a block, but then you can see it just gives it a nice clean finish there. And then I'm just going to keep going, weaving in this end, and then of course I'll need to weave in the other end in the middle. So I'm just going to cut this remaining one. Now sometimes you would want to go back and forth with this, but this is just going to be like a coaster, so it's not like, I mean, you want the ends secure, but they don't have to be, you know, like completely bulletproof for this project. Just depends on what you're making. And so for this, since we did not do magic circle, you can see there's a little bit of a hole. So what you can do is you'll just give that a tug like that before you weave in that end. So I'll weave in that end off camera, and then what you can do is you can block your project if you need to. But I hope you enjoyed this project, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.